Be right back, guys. Then I will be doing a quick recap of the first game, and we should be underway for the second game momentarily, guys.
Okay. Which Netflix you want to watch? Canada?
I don't really have time.
Canada's the best one.
In between streaming and working.
Yes, please. Please do. So if I put my VPN up, where should I put it? I'm in America, should
I'm sure. Also, I'm recording this, so they might get the audio for that.
ask. Ask it.
Guys, we're looking at Netflix, and we're trying to get suggestions as to where we should VPN. So leave some comments or tell me that it's illegal. I don't know. And Benjamin raps. They're admiring the pillars here, columns in more of an Ionic, less of a Doric style. With these runes being infested by scavengers, you also see weapons and crates strewn about. And you see 404 fisherman in his natural habitat jumping around like a potato. Unfortunately, he hasn't found any soft ground to bury himself in yet, so stay tuned and we'll find out if he manages to find a home. So guys, just a really quick recap. We did have Saiyan Savior taking the match and the most kills of last game with 9 kills. I will get an update of what team that is because I am a potato and I can't remember. Now, just a reminder for any of you guys who are tuning in between scrims, if you do get caught stream sniping for whatever reason, then you know that the ramifications are severe. So again, we've got quite a southward drop going simply just from the southwest of the map to a slightly higher portion, sorry, southeast of the map to a slightly higher southeastern portion of the map there as well. We've got 3 squads going Los Leones with squad numbers still loading in for me. With a pretty split drop, it doesn't look like any of the squads are going to be fighting too early there in Los Leones. So going to different parts of the map, we do have what looks to be maybe 2 squads. No, we've got 2 members in Impala of Team 8, and we've got a bit of a split drop there from them. Unsure what they're trying to do with that. If they did get caught out early, it would cause significant issues for them. But we're seeing some shots from Hawks Can Fly there onto Shoehorse, but Shoehorse seems to be getting away completely unscathed. So that's the first shot of the match that we have seen. We've still got Ivionte dropping down. Phantom finally manages to actually find the land. We've got Asper knocking Firefall and finishing him. So again, it does go to show what I said just previously, which is getting caught out early on, like outside of safety and outside of range of your squad, not a good idea. So that's already team 404 with a one man down. All of the other squads are relatively split. We are seeing a few squads with the split drop, which I am a fan of strategically. It is a way of making sure, or almost making sure, that you're not going to have to contest things early game. And you see that with players who either aren't as confident with all the guns, or they just have nightmares of RNGs fucking them repeatedly. And what I mean by that is they will get a sawn-off shotgun and the other person will get a M24 and they'll be 200 meters apart. Or we can liken that to someone will get a shotgun, someone else will get nothing, and they'll be in rooms next to each other. So we do often see a bit of that happening in these competitive matches where teams aren't as willing to contest straight out of a plane as the bloodthirsty ones. We've got Gilsey taking some shots there on Rum Rage, only being able to get a single shot on him. Rum Rage is going to be able to get to cover, and he's going to motor off into the distance relatively unharmed. He did get a few shots on him earlier. The FNFAL with a 3 times is coming out. If he can get a hit on him, he is in big trouble, but he's unable to. And again, he gets to cover with Rum Rage being able to heal up, bandage, and probably keep on moving to rejoin with his squad. Again with the zone, the furthest players out are Team 16, the potato mix. Now, these guys are great players. Like, they're wash-ins from other teams who haven't been able to field a full team. They're people who are still looking for a team to be affiliated with, I do believe. But they are really, really good shots, and it's beautiful to see when they do. Rum Rage taking a few shots there at what looks to be Gilsey on the minimap, not finding his mark at all, however. That is some ballsy range. Looking at the map, that is close to 450 or so meters, so you are looking at about 0.8 seconds from firing to landing with some of your more high velocity guns. Obviously with guns like your VSS, because the velocity is so much slower, you're looking at anywhere from 1.5 to around probably 2 seconds for that bullet to actually land, the slowest one obviously being that VSS. I was going to say, and Prince finding some targets there, but as I keep on trying to click on him, it keeps on going, as you could see, to someone completely else. I do apologise for that, guys. Prince with the high ground there, but with 4 times in that kind of distance, as well as players who are aware, I doubt he's going to get a second chance to get any further shots. We do have Runye West taking some damage whilst inside that. Asper lighting up Jam, but not managing to finish. Sorry, Asper lighting up Hustler, who was on the back of Jam's bike. Horseshoe Moo has somehow died from falling. And we're just watching Asper for the moment, seeing if we can watch some MLG shots happen in the process. Asper's currently pinched in between two of them, but we'll see who ends up being the better player, either Asper or is it going to be players of Team 3. Asper has decided to pull out, reconsolidate his position, which is a smart choice. Finna has pushed up, getting some shots on Meatloaf. Natsabe from Team 6 has dropped Little Penguin in a different part of the map. At this current time, it is going to... Natsabe finishing Little Penguin as well. At this time, it is going to be really hard to pick and choose between which engagements to watch. Obviously, this one, some viewers are already a little bit engaged with and almost invested in. So we'll see how this goes. This is going to end up with one squad walking away and the other... Chicken has now headshot Zraven again, different team, different place. Natsabe finishing Zraven, so that is now a 2 versus 4 currently. Going over to Lemon Drops quickly just to see if they're going to get any shots on them, and I'm actually lying about that because I don't know why it took me to there. I'm just going to blame the spectator client currently. We do have 2 down, 1 killed and 1 down of Team 3, so it does look like Team 12 is going to take this engagement with them taking the high ground, and their positioning has been just amazing. If I could break this down, it would have been Asper drawing them in while the rest of them regrouped. Runway there and Finna there, with Rumrage coming in, I do believe, from this kind of angle here to complete the encirclement. We do see the third teammate being revived from Team 3's villains, but unsure if they're going to be able to survive this. And we've got 2 amazing shots there from Rumrage. Jam Gucci not even going to have a chance. A really good nade. Is it going to get... No, it's not. It's gotten stuck on the wall. Unfortunately, that's not going to execute Jam, even if it had gone over that wall as well. Jam being rezzed again by his teammates. We will see Finna now pushing up. It looks like Rania is still keeping that high ground and just making sure no other squads want to come and play funny buggers so that they can be left unmolested to finish off Team 3. AFK Blind dropping and finishing Prince Mabar really quickly there. That was almost instantaneous, so that would have been dead on. Prince not knowing where he was getting shot from relatively close range by the feel of it for it to be that fast. We're still seeing Loaf and a few others trying to exchange fire there, but any of the exchanges aren't really working out in their favour. Again, with the spectator client taking us somewhere else, we've got Void dropping Lemon Drops and RX dropping Keen, both from 5 to 9, both from Team 5 dropping Team 9ers. And unfortunately, we don't have multi-screens on this stream. Like and donate for that to potentially happen, and we'll see how that goes. Also, maybe hiring someone to control this spectator client for me. We are seeing all the grenades going into that top floor. We've got MLG Loaf down. Oh, a beautiful grenade by Runye West, dropping those 2. Finna getting them with a Molotov, and that is going to be the end of Team 3. We also saw a few other interactions over here. We've got Voidless dropping Lemon Drops, Tony dropping Lush, and finishing Lush. We've got Tony pushing in there, getting some good shots on Keen. And we've got Gaft dropping Voidless. The rest of the team pushing up to Gaft. And it's going to be RX getting the final hits on Gaft to finish off that squad. We're going to see a bit of action here with Azora. Unfortunately, that's Power AU from a different angle, lighting up Phantom, but not being able to get the finish on him. That will be Phantom bleeding out now. Unfortunately, just out on that plateau, shooting another squad, unless they knew that they were completely safe, it was always going to be a very, very risky move. So as much as this game does come down to Shroud-like shots, it does also come down to a significant portion of placement and positioning by the teams in their environment and by the teammates within the team itself. 404 Fisherman here, taking some shots, unable to see what he's shooting at. Even on map, it doesn't look like there's anything down on that side. We've got no effects on the other side. Natsabe dropping Fade SG and Saiyan Savior. With Fade SG getting dropped by Blind and finished by another of his teammates. Natsabe finally getting the bleed out on Saiyan Saber. That is really unfortunate for Saiyan Saber, considering he did win that so convincingly last game around. And me trying to talk whilst I find the teams in question, but it looks like that must have been the last team member alive, Saiyan Saber, and that is good night for them. Okay. I love this fucking spectator client. We've got Ivionti dropping Necrotic, Blind, and someone else. Seconds getting his teammate down. Runye West dropping Power AU and executing him with that FNFAL from a decent range away. As you can see there, Power AU just disappearing off the map. Supernova has been revived there. Chicken's got... Now it's just lit up. We've got Ivionte dropping Necrotic, Rapini dropping what looks to be... I don't even know and can't pronounce that name. It's now lighting up with all of the teams seemingly having really good shots on each other, even though, as you saw the map really briefly, they are quite split out aside from these two here. We do have a squad here being caught out in the open from one side as they're trying to find where they're moving from for the next zone. With Team 11's Shitsun and Yeti Aztec holding the high ground there, getting a few shots on. NoFX has dropped Bundy Reaper on a different part of the map. We'll go over to that shortly. Pardon? Oh, awesome. And I also have a chest freezer delivered. Fancy that. Sorry guys, you don't want me to plug my cooking stream right now, I'm sure, so I'll talk about that later. Looks like Rip's got some very, very long shots there. Let's just have a look at the map. That is 700 meters away. If he gets any of these shots, then I would probably award him man of the match, certainly. But those shots are landing significantly short, and they are also way, way too slow. He wouldn't even be able to aim at a vehicle from that distance. The vehicle wouldn't be in the scope anymore. This is Peach the Sniper talking. That's all I do, snipe. We got Hawks Can Fly getting a few shots there on NoFX. We've got NoFX dropped just as he manages to get inside the vehicle. We've got Rum Rage dropping Piers for Potato and then Atspa finishing him. Finna executing Xtol. And NoFX is going to be able to get that res up. We've got Asper just finishing Straya, and Tiger Foam taking some shots there at Jason, unable to really find their mark, unfortunately for him. All Jason has to worry about is the fact that his vehicle's got a few more air holes in them for when he wants to breathe underwater. Going over to Asper now. Or Supernova, fuck my life and this spectator client. Supernova getting some... Supernova potatoing the shots there on Asper. With a crouching target like that, you'd expect players of this caliber to hit every single shot, as we saw previously with Asper and that team down in the crater. Fishman trying to find some shots on Runway Rest and managing to. That's more what we're looking for at this level, and this guy was moving. We'll see Runway... Fuck, I hate that name. Runway. His name's Runway now. We see Runway there in cover. Most of the other squads are quite split. We are seeing just a few... Shoehorse Moo getting Big Bird. An amazing shot there. From this angle here, we'll see them finish Big Bird as well, leaving Azura on his own. 404 Jason has also been dropped in a different part of the map and executed, leaving 2 left for Team 404. As you can see here in the map, we currently do have 2 squads essentially forming a firing line against these guys. So no doubt we might see some good shots from these players on these encroaching players as they try and get away from the blue. Voidless getting Yeti with a headshot. Yeti is out in the open, as away from his squad a little bit, but it does look like he is in cover. Unfortunately, he does have AM Tony and the rest of his squad there pushing up. With the smoke going out first, and we'll see the grenades. We'll see how close he actually manages to get them. Unfortunately, even if it had landed, both of those were significantly short. That one being a better range, but not in the right placement. Voidless getting Team 7, Ivionte and AM Tony getting Rupani to finish those two coming up from behind. Yeti Aztec getting a heal off and a smoke. They're gonna... it looks like pull back because they do have one of them down. They've got their defensive smokes being placed and they're taking that ridgeline back in that defilade away from fire. With Team 5 not really wanting to push that fight, they are trying to still run on an intercept, as you can see, but they're more wanting to get into the zone now that the circle is starting to finally shrink. In the other parts of the map, we are seeing that we do have... we might actually have Team 5 and the... and Voidless getting the last hit on Alan there. Yeti Aztec dropping Voidless and then... sorry, dropping Tony, and then we'll see an amazing kill feed that I couldn't even read. We've got Rip dropping AM Tony from a different angle, just making sure he can't get up. What a beautiful shot, actually. That was a good 300 or 400 meters. I'm actually going to say 350. Boss getting a knock on Hawks Can Fly there. Hawks is currently in cover, and we'll see if Gilsey can get him up. Just watching the kill leaders now to see if we can get some more amazing kill footage from them. Got, oh, a lovely shot there from Panda. They are trading damage quite closely, with Panda having done more. However, Asper is going to heal up, and we've got Runway in that building pushing away from him currently. All of the squads are relatively split. We do have a few hundred meters between each one, aside from what looks to be Team 404 pushing up here on this squad. However, really stupid idea by Fisherman using the vehicle that late on in the game. No point for it, and all he's done is alerted Team 12 of their presence. We're seeing a few grenades go out, but not hitting their mark. Gilsey in another squad getting dropping Invis. Invis, bad luck there, mate. And we got TJ and Fisherman here trying to push up. They do have another squad in the background as well. We've got Shoe Horse being downed, but he has now managed to get a... Shoe Horse Moo dropping V-Boss, getting some solid shots there, but unable to see him, and he's still placing the shots in the same spot. What can I say, but if you've already put about 10 shots there, they're going to be dead. We will see Team Ape Rip getting Bundy Reaper as he was trying to get the res up on V-Boss, and that will be that team out of action there. We do have some grenades going down on Invis as he's getting resed by no FX, but it does look like he's going to get it off, and he has. Over in this corner of the map currently, we do have a game freeze, I do believe it might be. So that is the end of this current fuck. And I'll be back shortly with game 3. No, it has actually been a crash to... I'm so confused right now. Okay. Wow. So if you guys don't know how to do that, you're essentially just hitting tab until it selects that. Then you're hitting T for TSI game, and then it is Alt E to make it close. And we will be back very, very soon. Yes, I do. Thank you, game. The one cool thing that PUBG did really well was reconnecting to games, or they did it really well most of the time. We've got RXAU getting NoFX down. It does look like Invis is gonna try and get the res off. That's super ballsy. And no, it's not. They're inside a hut. Gotta love the gotta love the rendering there. Void getting a shot there on Hawks Can Fly. Again, they do have cover, so they're going to be able to get that res off. It's currently just trading knocks at the moment by the looks of it. We're seeing the Squid Ink smoke screen go out. AM Panda popping his head up and dropping invis. Getting some more shots. That's going to be Team 5 pushing up for the pincer to finish those two. Now it's going to be 3v4, assuming that Gilsey can get rezzed. AM Panda not finding his shots. Just pre-firing, and not the Voidless getting some shots there on Gilsey. Actually managing to get away with his teammate getting a shot on Hawks there. I was going to call him Gilsey. Voidless getting the meds off and Heikeman getting the res off on Gilsey. Rip dropping Panda from afar over in that corner with a headshot. And Panda's just crawling down. Rip's trying... It might be a big rip for Rip here because he has angered, well, a much larger entity than himself currently. We've got Panda still down. Rip taking some shots, trying to get that finish. And we'll finally see that happen. We'll see Hawks Can Fly dropping Panda, then Voidless dropping Heikeman. Hawks Can Fly with the finish. And that is game 2 done. I really fucking hate it when the game crashes midway through. It kind of throws you off a bit.